the most fun. Amen.
Is that a nice prayer?
Dear God, it's Angie.
Hey God, I hope you're listening.
We want the most awesome podcast today.
I thought that was a good prayer.
Thanks.
Well, yeah, because you guys have started praying, so I was like, I thought it made sense to do that. Dear God, please let us have the most fun and do the most good.
Amen.
Amen.
Paul says, oh man.
Oh man.
He thinks it's the same.
Speaking of bringing him to church when it was like St. Peter and Paul Day, brilliant.
Really threw him.
Brilliant. He was like mesmerized by what was happening.
Like, what's that guy in that dress saying about me?
Yeah.
And then he lost it.
He did pretty good for 30 minutes.
Honestly, I also get really tired in the middle of church.
Same. I literally told Dad, I'm like, they need to cut this at 30 minutes. It's too much to ask people to sit for an hour.
When I went to Orthodox church, it was 2 hours.
Oh, brother, how was that?
I went to Russian Orthodox church.
The Ruski.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Welcome to the World's Collide podcast.
Hey, we back. I know we said we back last month and then we took a little break again, but we back again.
We're on Paulina's paternity leave.
I am on paternity leave.
It's her bro job. Her bro job, day job is keeping her very busy.
You know, no one calls me daddy, but I wish they would.
You're one of the daddies of that house, and it's going to be a very successful Airbnb soon. Inshallah. Anyway, yeah. So I went to a Russian Orthodox church. My husband has been interested in visiting various churches.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the heart to break it to him that Orthodox church is just kind of like worse Catholic church.
Larger headpieces, longer masses.
Everybody has to go up and kiss the cross at the end. Did you remember that part?
No. How was that?
So we walked into the church. It's like a size of the living room.
Yeah.
It's teeny tiny. There's like 15 people there, and they're all Russian. Clearly, it's like
the good side or the bad side? Which one?
The side that's winning, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so they, and then there's this, it's similar to Catholic priests. The priests are like, don't want to be there. They have no flair, no showmanship. They're just like, oh, yeah, they just talk about it, whatever. But Orthodox church, they turn around.
Oh.
They're, you get their back mostly. It's
Why?
that pre-Vatican II thing.
Oh.
They are still doing it the original, where they just kind of hit
No,
you with
I
the
kind of
back.
like that better because at your son's baptism last weekend, they said something about being on the roof, on my roof, and I was very confused.
What?
You didn't catch that part towards the end?
No, I wasn't listening.
They changed and with your spirit, I don't love that, instead of and also with you. But then they said something about, and then the Lord, I am not worthy for you on my roof. And I was like, what?
Are you sure you didn't mishear it?
No, I didn't
I don't
mishear
remember
it.
the
I
roof.
didn't because I talked about it with your husband and he remembered.
Yeah, he's been listening closely to all the churches. He's trying to find his home church.
His home,
He's
okay.
doing a kind of a Goldilocks and the Three Bears approach.
Oh, sitting in the chairs.
Yeah, he's trying them all out.
Okay.
So far, too hot, too cold. so far, no winners in the.
They have
group.
those like the Unity Church and stuff. They have the non-denominationals. Maybe that's more his jam.
No, he far really digs the stringent approach of an Orthodox.
Oh, he likes kissing the cross.
Not quite.
Okay.
No, not quite kissing the cross, but he likes. I don't know, something about being a father, I think, has arisen the militant side of him, and he's kind of into.
Do you guys have to say sir, yes, sir to him all the time?
Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, daddy. No, so we're not quite sure. Anyway, he's trying them all out, but so far he kind of likes the harshness that's coming with the orthodoxy. But turns out in practice, not a fan of the service.
Fair to fair.
But so we only brought one of our sons to that church. I brought the newborn. And I went to, he hated it. And you know how chill bones he is about everything? He hated Orthodox church.
Interesting.
So I ran into the bathroom to try and nurse him to like chill him out a little bit. And a very sweet little Russian lady followed me in there and was like, no, you can do it out there.
Oh, sweet.
And I was like, it's literally like 15 people in a living room.
Oh,
I'm going to keep it a nipple-free zone.
that's fair.
Yeah,
but that's really sweet of her.
It was
all are welcome.
so sweet. I
Yeah.
mean, she helped us with like all kinds of stuff. She made us go up when they do the host to like get a blessing.
Yeah.
She like showed us like what to do here and there. She was really sweet. But Orthodox Church, they have pictures of saints all over, and all of their saints have that same look on their face.
Sad?
They're so sad.
Yeah.
They look like when
it's very different though, by the way. It seems like they were so inviting at the Orthodox church. The people that sat behind us at the Catholic church for your son's baptism, as soon as we sat down, you really should get up and switch with them. They're the
The parents.
The parents. And I was like, we're the godparents.
Yeah. So those are, you have to keep in mind who we're dealing with. Those are the people who sat in the frontest of front rows that they were allowed to that Sunday.
Then they told Tony to pick up an envelope that your son dropped on the floor.
A sacred envelope?
Tony picked it up and turned around and goes, anything else?
Oh, I owe him like $5,000 for coming to church on Sunday.
Godparents.
Oh man.
We're the
Thanks for being the godparents.
Thank you. It's a blessing and an honor.
I do like to think about what would happen if something were to happen to Daniel and I, that you and our brother would be tasked with raising our children.
Like 3 men and a baby?
Yeah.
TTLT and a baby?
Yeah, that would be really fun to see you two,
Parenting?
Full House style. It's really a little bit more of a Full House situation, but yeah.
I'm more of an Uncle Jesse.
Yeah.
I do feel more like an Uncle Jesse. Good
I
hair.
mean, Tony's the musician.
Oh, he has great hair too. God damn it.
I guess you're the Joey.
I'm a Joey?
I think you're the Joey. Oh, you know what? I think you're the Bob Saget.
No.
Yeah, you host a show.
Wake up, San Francisco.
You host a show with a beautiful lady.
Wake up. Oh, yeah. Becky. Oh, my God. Okay. I'm Danny Tanner.
You're Bob Saget.
I am Bob Saget.
I'm sorry.
Okay. We need to recruit a third person, though, to raise your kids.
Who's your third?
I'm trying to think of somebody. Oh, we need a Joey.
Think about it.
Okay, I will. Somebody really funny, personable.
Think about it.
I will.
Maybe Jody. Jody's a good sit-in.
Jody, bring Jody in.
Bring Jody in. She's a good sit-in. She's not the Joey of the crew. She'd probably be doing most of the heavy lifting.
We'll call her Uncle Jody, though.
Uncle Jody. Yeah.
Uncle
But she'd
Jody.
be doing most of the heavy lifting. She's a good mom.
I think that's fair.
And she does a great sit-in.
She really does. She really does.
Shout out to Jody. Oh, also shout out to Lisa
Oh, yeah. We're filming. What's up, girl?
for hosting this podcast. We are refugees, podcast refugees. We had to find a place to
We really
to
are.
film.
We have to keep, we're like the Jews. We have to keep moving.
We are just like them.
We really are persecuted in every way.
which way. Yep.
We sure are. We sure are. You know who got persecuted? Dad yesterday in the ER. What a nightmare. Have you been in an ER lately?
No.
Man, the whole health system sucks.
It is it's a racket.
Every chance I can, I try to tell them, I'm like, I don't participate in this.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah, it's like going into the church where you're like, I'm a new parishioner. I'm like, I don't know what your rules are here. The recommendation, what is it called? The recommendations? What is it when you need referrals?
Referrals. I have no referrals.
I have no referrals. I came here on my own volition. I brought my dad here on our own volition.
Listen, recently a hospital did some fine work for our sweet, sweet Bella.
Oh, you're right. Shout out to those people. Yeah.
So you want trauma care at the hospital. Absolutely.
Absolutely. If you're
trying to circumvent the absolute shithole that is our healthcare system.
Oh my God.
And the fact that you can't get an appointment for months and you think going to the hospital is going to help.
first of all, we valet. Beautiful. It's a beautiful Florida day.
Ooh.
Complimentary valet.
I like that.
Okay. So we go in. Wait a second. There's metal detectors at every hospital now. When did that start and why?
Just in case.
And then they're charmouche through all your things. I'm not understanding for what could I be smuggling into the hospital that you guys are not bringing in? Are you guys worried about vape pens? Guns?
I don't think they take your vape pens.
What are they looking for?
They can't take your vape pens.
She charmoushed I had my wet toothbrush, and I was planning on spending the night, but the day got lost.
You brought just a toothbrush?
A wet toothbrush in my bag.
Like, ma'am.
And she was like, these gloves are fresh. And I'm like, the toothbrush is wet. So joke's on you. Joke's on you. So we go, we sit, we see the ER doctor does not look at me or dad and just goes, why are you here?
Nice. Thank you for the welcome.
Yeah.
You great healer.
Yeah.
You great healer of the hospital.
Literally does not even. So I like say what his symptoms are or whatever. Doesn't say like, oh, I'm sorry. Gosh, that must be tough. Nothing. He just like looks at dad, and dad's trying to give his best face. And he's like, I'm great.
Yeah, dad's a full-blown immigrant dad. So when you take him to the hospital or a doctor, he's just going to tell you how good he's doing.
Yeah. They're going to tell you when...
Never show weakness.
No, but when they're not around the doctor, they're going to be like, I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. I'm not...
The doctor shows up.
I'm great. I'm like, no, we didn't come here to tell them that you're
How great
great.
you're doing. And you are doing great.
Yeah.
But physically could use some help.
Yeah, just trying to get to the bottom of it. Test upon test. It's just, we waited for 5 hours. What a joke.
Yeah.
What a
Again,
joke.
it's hard for me to imagine that doctor has never seen an immigrant dad
Yeah.
who will pretend that everything's fine.
Yeah. And when they asked like what he's on, I'm like, a statin. I was like, but all of his symptoms are statin related. Because as we know, the statin shuffle is a real thing.
Yeah. Statins are pretty brutal.
Yeah. And they scammed every person in the last 30 years by getting people on statins.
Yeah.
Every person. So dad's like, well, yeah, but my cholesterol's out. I'm like, what does the number mean to you? Who do you think made up the number of what your cholesterol should be?
I know. So I read this Substack recently about Casey Means, one of your Wonder Twins.
The Means twins.
Yeah. And her company levels.com. Levels is one of those continual glucometer things. So it's like all these new sort of biotech things, but specifically it's a wearable glucometer that feeds your information in real time.
To who?
Planet, stop.
Jeff Bezos?
Stop asking
Lauren
questions.
Sanchez. Lauren Sanchez gets your information.
And then she fills her face with your information. Poor girl. She's gonna get the treatment. She's gonna get it all fixed out. I'm sure.
They're gonna dissolve it.
They're gonna smooth her out.
They'll dissolve it.
They'll smooth her out. She's gonna regret having had that face for her wedding, but she'll get it.
Yeah, she
leveled
invited
out.
all the Kardashians so
They're
she
gonna
can
help
get
her out.
the right to the top of Chris's plastic surgeon.
Yeah, she'll get the good stuff moving forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it feeds your information, and so here's the thing: Levels apparently is like a unicorn in the biotech firm, so in the world. So she is a female founder, and she's a first-time business owner. This is like the first business she's ever really owned, and apparently
very successful.
Beyond successful. She got like hundreds of millions of dollars to start this company.
Yeah, apparently when they launched their Twitters too, like overnight they got like 1 million followers.
Yeah. So the problem is, it's like very unlikely that it sounds crazy, but female founders don't pull as much money from when they're like looking for seed money. They don't like historically.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no difference between males and females.
Sorry, might be. So, but yes, they typically don't get as much. And then also you have a situation where she keeps getting money and they keep pumping money back into this company when it's actually not at all successful. So they went through and they found that most of the users, like when they actually like dug in and saw where the users are, most of the users are in Mexico.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Early adopters. In general, I think the Mexicans are known as early adopters.
They're the pioneers of
technology.
Biotech,
yes. Yeah, probably.
No, as it turns out, they are farms. There are farms in Mexico that you can feed this, like, and they'll basically be like users and sign up. So like people who are trying to inflate their numbers, like when they get a new app or when they get a new cup, you just buy users. It's like buying followers on Instagram.
Okay. But you buy of Mexican farmers.
You buy.
Wow.
So yeah, so apparently
is that what they did with everybody? The ICE rounded them up, sent them back, and then they signed up for the Means Twins.
Levels.com.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently, it's not real. It's bullshit. It's similar to like most like apps and kind of new things that hit the scene, or most people who come out of nowhere and hit the scene. That kind of stuff is a little level of bullshit. So anyway, all that is just to say that we're getting fed now the new biotech version of health, and that's going to be a lot of AI driven diagnoses, a lot of your data getting funneled into various insurance companies. And you know,
Dad was telling me as we were sitting, we had hours and hours to talk, waiting for all the tests and the doctors and whatever else, that he was watching, there's like these new smart devices for like older folks where there's like going to be cameras all over their houses so that you don't have to bother your parents when you're checking on them.
Awesome.
It will report that they didn't report to the kitchen that day. So it always knows that at this time that Dad goes to the kitchen, and if on a Tuesday he didn't go to the kitchen, then you know something's up and you can go check on it and make sure.
He got it that this was weird, right?
Not at all. He thought it was so great. He loved it.
He dug it.
He loved the idea.
In his defense, he took care of his parents till the end.
Yeah.
So a little help would have been some nice.
This is how he viewed it, not as like the robots are taking over. He was not worried at all.
Whoa.
He thought it was great. And there's going to be like a camera then that can just look into the eye and then report back to the children of. I get it. I think all these things are supposed to make it better.
Yeah, that's the point, right? Like in theory, the continual glucometer monitoring is like going to tell you how well you're eating. Like basically, like how well is your body responding to the food that you're eating? So when I was pregnant the first time, I said no to the glucometer test that they do.
Oh, yeah. I remember you said that.
Yeah, the glucose test. Man, I was really uppity the first time. I was like, yeah, we got this. Mm-hmm. So I said no to it the first time because I didn't want to drink the drinks that they make you take for it or whatever. But a lot of like really cool midwives will just have you take like a really big breakfast and then they'll take your glucose after
to jump
that.
your
yeah,
sugar.
Yeah, to jump your sugar. So anyway, the first time, instead of doing that, I bought a glucometer that like people with diabetes use, and then I took my glucose 4 times a day. So resting in the morning and then after each meal.
And reported your own stats.
Yes, exactly. And as it turns out, I didn't have gestational diabetes, so everything was fine. But it was a really cool way to watch your blood sugar spike and what spikes it and things that you wouldn't expect to spike it.
Yeah.
Homemade cheeseburgers, they spike it more than you think. They spike it more than you think. But so the idea is that this levels thing is going to show you what food is crashing you, what, giving you just kind of like more data for if you're paying attention. Now, I would argue you can usually tell what food makes you feel like shit after you eat it. If you're just like a normal upright human being.
Sure.
But in theory, this is supposed to be somewhat helpful.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And?
That just, we should give that lady hundreds of millions of dollars so that we can figure out if we feel like shit after we eat or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Mom's here.
Are you sure?
Oh, hey! Mom, do you want to come on?
The lawn people want
to move my car.
Where's my baby? At the house?
We don't even have to cut this. This is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Mom, come sit.
You want to come podcast? Is my baby at your house?
sleeping. Holding out for it.
I think they can take your kid away for that, Mom.
They can't take my kid away from Mom. That doesn't seem fair.
Now you'll never know what our mom looks like.
Just peep us on social media. She's a hottie.
And single. What's up?
It's funny. You did hear. I thought I was the air conditioner. It was the garage.
No, she sneakily just goes and came in. I don't know how she did it.
Tippy toe.
Tippy toes.
We're going to have to cut some of this.
No. Glucose monitors. The system is effed. I don't like insurance. I don't like doctors. It makes no sense if you're sick because you have to go see it. You got to make an appointment to see your doctor in 3 weeks. And then you're going to see the doctor. And then that doctor is going to give you a referral. So then you're going to make an appointment with another doctor. But that's not for another 6 weeks. And if you can get it in 4 weeks, you are lucky. And then when you see that doctor, then they're going to order the test. And that's going to be in another 6 weeks.
I just want you to know right now, you're just describing like a very normal
Are you serious?
thing in healthcare. To us, it sounds absurd, but people are just like, and when is she going to make the point? This is just regular life, Paulina. People just live in this.
It's bizarre.
In this insurance world.
So then literally the very pharmaceutical that he's on is a statin. And all of his symptoms of that he's suffering from are the side effects of the statin.
Right.
So instead of addressing that, what they do is they prescribe another drug to take care of the side effect of the current drug that he's on.
Oh, yeah.
That's their answer.
Yeah. Well, because you can't have high cholesterol. Or says who? Or you absolutely can.
Says who?
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know. Who's Barbara O'Neill? Everybody always references her. But Barbara O'Neill says, she's like a long-haired Australian lady or something. She's like natural alternatives and stuff. But she says like your cholesterol should be in like the 300s if you're older. You want that in your body so that your brain can function properly and that you don't get
the brain
dementia.
The brain is made up of fat. The brain needs fat to work properly, and we are intentionally stripping it every which way.
What has happened to the boomers?
I say you put them on a statin, you give them a little bit of Facebook, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you guys never. So I don't know.
A statin and Facebook took down an entire generation. That's insane.
Oh, by the way, speaking of boomers, so my son just did a swim school this summer, and he graduated from his little swim school class.
I wouldn't just say he graduated, Ange. You're trying to not brag here. He got a gold medal.
He got a gold medal. And every other kid that day got a gold medal.
Oh,
and it's funny because
I missed that.
It's funny because it's a lot of like, so it's the crew that's there at swim lessons is stay-at-home moms and grandparents. That's who's taking the kids to swim lessons, right?
Yeah.
So
and the last day of graduation, Auntie shows up.
yeah, aunties is there. But the and then like a lot of the grandparents came for the last day or whatever. So everybody's getting the medals, and I'm watching this generation of people who love yelling about participation medals.
Oh, yeah.
And participation trophies, getting so geeked out
Yeah.
at seeing like a 2-year-old with a medal around their neck. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, they're
yeah.
like, this is so great. Take a picture.
Yeah, put it on Facebook.
Yeah, and I was literally like, everybody got one. This is the flimsiest thing I've ever seen. This was like from Alibaba and a case of 10,000.
That's too bad because I told everybody that my nephew was a gold medal winner.
Okay, well, you've misled them. He might not drown if you throw him in the pool.
Yo, he dives
we hope.
nonstop. He
We
dives
hope.
nonstop. You know what he did? He climbed to the third bunk at Dad's, the triple bunk beds, and then went to go jump like he was diving out of a pool.
Dump.
No fear. Dump.
He loves to dump
Yeah.
and die.
And then I didn't know how to get him down. So I climbed up to the third bunk and realized you can't get 2 people down from the third bunk.
Oh.
So I dangled him off of the bunk and then just dropped him on the bed. And he goes, oh. So if he has any internal bleeding, that's my fault.
Nah, if he's really hurt, he'll let you know.
Yeah, but he did. I've never seen him do that where he's like, oh. It got him on the...
You knocked the wind out of him. Poor guy. Poor guy. Yeah, it's been fun around here. We've been having a good time.
Yeah, I know. It has been fun. It has been fun. The whole family stuff is like, if you just pay attention to your family, it can keep you busy for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and the more children you have, the more up your own ass you get. I
Yeah.
really don't have time for anything or anyone anymore.
Yeah.
I just am busy. Every day I'm like, wow, we did it. We did it. We made it another day.
You did.
We did it.
Yeah, that's great.
But I love the idea that you're just now navigating the medical system for the first time. And you're like, can you believe?
And it's absolutely insane. Also, I was like, isn't it part of the business model that they at least, because they're customers, right? All the patients are actually customers. Don't they teach the doctors bedside manner? Isn't that part of like, at least pretend to show interest or a little compassion and be like, oh, I'm sorry that's happening.
I've not seen the statistics, but I can assume the majority of them have some form of autism.
Of autism. I know. Mom was saying that.
Customer service is not their
And
best.
Mom explained to me too, I didn't know this, if the ER doctor is like the least important of all the doctors because that's like entry level. Nobody signs up to be an ER doctor. She said, like basically out of med school, you go into
Most
ER.
people don't stay. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, most people
I
don't
didn't know
stay.
that. That guy looked like he'd been there for a while though.
Yeah, so the benefit of being an ER doctor, and this part sounds kind of crazy to say out loud, but the benefit of being an ER doctor is that you never actually have to cure anyone. You're not really following your patient's care A to Z. You're just kind of propping them up and then sending them to the next.
Yeah.
You know, like the idea is you're kind of stabilizing them and then you send them to where they're going to go next.
Yeah. So he goes, we'll order the test. And I said, well, which tests would that be? And he looked at me, he goes, the necessary tests.
Wow.
And wouldn't tell me what they were.
Secrets, the secret tests.
So bizarre.
The secrets.
Why are they so mean, Ange?
Well, they don't like now that everybody thinks they joke and say that the patients have become Dr. Google.
Oh, Dr. Google.
Yeah, so they don't like now that we've dug around into what they've been up to, you know, because they went to school for it.
Oh.
They know everything.
They know
everything.
The school funded by the pharmaceutical companies. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. So for me now, when it used to be you could just Google stuff and, you know, find out information, but now Google's become so buried that it's really it's like how YouTube used to be. You used to just be able to YouTube stuff and like what you were looking for would come up pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was a little more real.
And now it's like, you know, the top however many searches are owned and paid for and whatever. But like, so for Google's purposes, like if I'm looking up something for my sons or I'm concerned about something about my sons, I type it in and then I type in Reddit afterwards.
Oh yeah, Reddit is so much better.
So I want to see what Reddit is saying.
Yeah.
Except,
could the Reddit be the Mexican farmers?
yes. Can I tell you about the Mexican farmers at Reddit?
Oh no.
Okay, bad news, dude. There's Mexican farmers at Reddit.
Oh no.
There is a university out of Sweden that created an AI algorithm.
Slurp and Durban.
A slurp and derpin chat GPT style thing
Okay.
that it was just a study that they did, is if they could change a user's mind by like giving them data and information and then like getting them to take that data information into their real life. So I'll give you what this
Okay.
means. So
Port Hemplo.
the algorithm would take a user. So say I'm Paulina and I have a question. I'm wondering whether or not I should take a statin. What they do is they look at your username. They can comb all of Reddit in seconds. Everything that you've ever commented on, everything that you've ever questioned, everything that you've ever clicked on, all of that stuff. They take that information, they run it through their algorithm, and then they can feed you one direction or another based on how they know things that you respond to.
Wow. That does not surprise me.
So apparently they unleashed this on Reddit, like tens of thousands of them on Reddit. Into different threads. Yeah. And they were specifically
Bad news,
just
I'm on
doing
all
it.
the war mode chats.
But apparently they were just specifically doing it to see.
Wait, is this how Reddit now? They keep feeding me contractor threads. And I'm like, how do they know?
Huh. I actually don't know. You have a username on Reddit?
No.
I incognito. I'm just viewing.
Oh, but no, I do have you have to like.
No, I don't. Yeah, so I can't view
Dive
a lot
deep.
of threads. Yeah, I
Oh,
can't
interesting.
view a lot of threads. Anything that's 18 and up, I'm not allowed to view on Reddit because I don't have a username.
No, I'm all war mode, but then they kept sending me like contractor stuff.
I'm not better than anyone else. I just haven't wanted to go through the process of having to log in.
yeah.
I didn't want to remember one more login.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
That's the only reason why I haven't done it.
that makes
I'm not better
sense.
than anyone else. Please enjoy your
makes
user
sense.
logins on Reddit.
I am positive that the internet is, what is it? The dead internet theory?
Tell me.
The dead internet theory
Diva
is that
dog.
is that just what you said, is that there's no true like organic internet. It just doesn't exist anymore. It's dead.
Oh.
It, like there was a very sweet special time post Ask Jeeves and pre like Google AdWords maybe, that like you could find really cool stuff on the internet, and now everything has been completely buried. You're only being guided and led.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels real.
Right?
Yeah. So that guy who used to bully us in our YouTube comments, you think he's real? Or you think he's a bot? It'd be nice.
Mexican farmer.
Mexican farmer.
Damn it. Damn it.
A very Catholic Mexican farmer. He did not
It's
like
actually
our bot.
that tracks. That really does track.
No, I mean we'll see, but I do believe
That kid that made your kid's nosebleed, Mexican farmer?
Mexican farmer.
Wow.
No, my son got slammed at the splash park. He got slammed at the splash park by a sweet little Mexican girl. And I may have made an ice joke to myself, but she was very
Into the cousin chat.
To the cousin chat. She was very, very sweet. She actually came over immediately. I mean, she felt awful. She didn't push him.
Losanto.
Yeah. She didn't push him over on purpose. It was she like bumped him. He had no business playing with the big kids, but he loves it.
Of course.
So he just got caught up in a 8 to 10-year-old stampede at the splash park.
They're much older.
Yeah, much older. And
Yeah.
so she bumped him, and she came over and she apologized to him, which was very sweet. But
Yeah.
don't worry, he wasn't mad that he got bumped and he was bleeding profusely. He got mad that I made him leave the splash park because he was bleeding profusely.
Oh, wow.
His whole face was just pouring blood, and I was like, I can't send you back into the recycled water. Like, we gotta go.
Yeah. Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, he was pissed at
heals
me.
amazingly, by the way.
Sure, yeah, we're grateful for that.
You get why they're Jeff Bezos and them and Sanchez are trying to take all them stem cells from kids.
Yeah, you want to inject yourself with that.
Yeah.
Although a 2-year-old, okay, you want the early days.
Early days?
You want early days.
More
okay?
early than 2?
Yeah, my
Oh.
newborn is unbelievable. He got a bug bite at dad's. Surprise. He got a bug bite at dad's on Sunday.
Yeah.
And literally within 2 hours it was gone.
No.
Yeah, he had a welt, remember? And then it was within 2 hours it was gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why you want the drink the blood of children.
Yeah, I mean, it's also why like bodybuilders buy women's breast milk. I'm shooting stem cells into his mouth all day long.
Oh, wow.
So like he just heals, he regenerates.
Oh,
so
actually, that's a
fast.
great business plan for you.
I could, in theory, be selling this to bodybuilders, but I'd probably have to sell it at a discount.
Okay.
Okay, I'd probably
50%
sell-
off.
Yeah, 50% off because there might be some alcohol in it from Thursday.
Imagine they're cleaner than you, bodybuilders.
I imagine they are. There's like this competition now to be the cleanest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What supplements are you on? You know?
Actually,
You don't have to actually answer me.
No, but I will. I know that's the question.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the last day of my parasite cleanse.
Bless.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I didn't realize that. That's great.
Thank you. I look good. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, you look great. You look cleansed.
Cleaned.
Yeah, you look cleansed as hell.
Thank you.
You look like all the parasites have just
I know.
exited.
I think they have. I feel good.
I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you. Well, it was a
long time coming.
It's a long time coming, and it's a lot of supplements. I'm embarrassed if somebody sees all the supplements: wormwood, black walnut hull, all that kind of stuff. Cloves.
Is it one of
Charcoal.
those things where the cleanse coincides with the bottles, where like you're done with the bottles, or now you have these weird
No,
bottles?
now I have
Yeah,
a bunch of weird
course,
bottles.
course.
So if anybody wants some street,
course.
you can just have them 50% off, like
Oh,
your breast
beautiful,
milk.
beautiful. Come take some of these black walnuts off my hands. Yeah, that always happens, right? Whenever you do anything, supplement wise, it's always like
You're stuck with a bunch of them. So this is it. This is July. You're both of your children are now baptized.
street legal in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, street legal in the Catholic Church. Dad seems to be on the mend, hopefully. It's a good way to start our new year.
Yeah, and our my in-laws are in town, so they reminded me that we should be pronouncing it July.
Oh, it's the July.
They were
I
in town
totally
for the
forgot.
baptism, so it's July, baby.
It totally is July.
Happy 4th of July.
July. And we're about to have some fun on the 4th of July to pop off.
Yeah, it's time to pop off.
Pop off.
I'm excited. I think summertime is usually kind of a drag in Florida, just in terms of like the heat and the mosquitoes.
So, yeah, our summer is everybody else's winter.
But I genuinely, and maybe it's just because I have 2 little boys, so I'm outside a lot more these days. But like, I genuinely don't mind it.
As long as you're, that's probably why you're wearing a bathing suit that moonlights as a
it's
onesie.
tennis wear. I'm wearing tennis wear for somebody who's
Never
not
played
playing any
tennis.
tennis. Not only am I not playing any tennis, I am not losing any of this baby weight.
Stop. You look
I'm wearing
so good.
athleisure, and
look
I'm not
so
losing
good.
any weight.
You look so good.
That's
She
really
has
nice of you
double
to
the
say.
hair that I do.
That's really nice of you to say. It's about to all fall out. So some women lose their baby weight beautifully, and it happens.
I know, but you're holding 10 pounds of hair, so chill.
Thank you so much. Don't worry, it'll be gone. So I officially hit the 3-month mark.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And now all my hair is going to fall out. All my body hair is growing back. I'm still super duper fat. It's what happens when I lapped my husband in body weight by the time I gave birth. Okay, I lapped him, and so yeah, it's going to take some time to get this weight back off.
That's okay. Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday, America. Happy birthday to us.
Happy
And
birthday to
sure,
us.
We do another podcast before both of our birthdays have passed.
Yeah, for sure. We're back. Paternity leave is also over.
I'm glad. Welcome back.
Okay.
Okay. Well, cheers. And for anybody who's still watching the podcast, we appreciate you.
Yeah, anybody who makes it to the end, we're very excited about. Like and subscribe.
Comment down below.
Comment down below.
Dump and die.
We made a mistake. We were giving all of our video episodes to Spotify. That was apparently not the move. We should have waited for a Spotify deal.
That's why we were the #1 video podcast or whatever. Nobody was giving their videos to Spotify.
Oh my God, you're right. We were.
Yeah, everybody's holding out for the deal, and we're like, here you go.
Even
take our data.
even we couldn't believe it when they told us that.
Yeah, we're like, we're in the top what percent? 10%?
Yeah.
Like, because everybody's holding out for the deal. But we gave it to them for free. What is it?
Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
They've been getting the milk for free, and we're gonna be podcast rich one day. Don't worry about it. And I'm gonna buy all the supplements I want.
Swear to, dear God, please make sure that we have fun, do good, and can buy all the supplements.
Oh man.
Oh man.